What up, y'all? My name is D Benz. You know, D dot space BENNZ. So that way, for future references, that everybody know Mercedes won't sue me in the future. But other than that, shout out to my boy Flair. If y'all know who he is, he be around and Lychee, man, painting and stuff, doing his thing out here in the rock. And my homie Damu too, but that's another story. But yeah, bro. Um, or y'all could call me Benzilla, whatever, on some Erica Badu shit. But either way it goes, y'all already know who I am. If y'all don't know who I am, y'all know who I am soon.
Okay, bet. So I've been as I've been having these conversations with people. Half the people I done talked to, me and them had sort of had some type of rapport, and we had worked on some things before, and we had some collaboration. So I sort of knew them as a person and as an artist for a little bit. So when we sat down and we had the conversations, I sort of knew something about their creative process. I sort of knew something about their musical journey up to that point.
Yeah.
And the other half of people I really didn't know too much about. We hadn't really had any interactions besides maybe a few engagements on social media here and there, or a few interactions in person outside at events in the city here or there. So me and you really never had too much of a conversation or nothing like that. So just tell me about your musical journey. Like, when you think back to growing up, like what were some of the things that got you inspired and had you wanting to create music?
So back, I ain't gonna lie, my big brother was like my first inspiration. He had like music, like he had CDs, so like he give it out to people. So besides him, like what made me want to start rapping, you know, you got Eazy-E, NWA, the Funkadelics, AC/DC, all them type of categories of music that, you know, led the way. And Jimi Hendrix, especially Jimi Hendrix, you know, all the, you know, the hip hop Sugar Hill Gang, all them, like that's what all that, being around old heads. And my grandpa listened to Etta James, blues, man, jazz, all that, BB King. So like, when I started getting around my big brother, it just became more of a where I want to do music more, especially when at that time in particular, we lost my big sister. So he, once I heard his music, I asked him for a CD, and I listened to it. And ever since then, like, you know, I wanted to start doing music. And then coming out here in the rock, about like 13, well, was finna be 13 at the time, like 2009, 2010. I met a couple of people, and once I got around them, it became more an influence for me. When it was like an outlet instead of like, because it was hard for me to express myself when it came down to just venting my feelings or, you know, with family and stuff. So music became one of those outlets for me, and I like it very much.
Okay, did you start like writing music, recording music? Like, what was your first sort of venture into making music?
My first music was really, I was starting to write music, but I ain't know like the tactics to it at the time. I ain't know like how much to write, like how much bars to write, or and it was just being around my homies at the time. I'll shout out to one of them, KB Finn. Even though me and him got our personal journey, I will always mess with him when it comes to the music side. But because him and his brother, I grew up around, and it became, once I heard their stories, even their dad's story, who I call Pops to this day, it became more of a, so I started writing around them more. And so then, like, recording wise, I ain't gonna lie, I was ass cheeks. So I ain't know what to do at the time, but the more I had my quits and ups and downs, the more it became more of in learning who was doing music out here. It became more like, okay, it's no time to quit. And around the time, I wasn't even really pushing like that for real until like last year. I got around Flair and Jesse and them, and then I started pushing more.
When was the first?
My cup runneth over, it's a lot that's on my plate. Bit off more than I could chew and then I split it into eighths. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but it's one we gotta take. Them tables gon' turn, when they do we gon' be straight. Take it with a grain of salt when they tell you that you great. Let your work bear fruit, then judge it by its taste. It's on a silver platter, it's no way you can relate.
I gotta be concrete, yeah, concrete to myself. If nobody else, I gotta be concrete. I gotta be concrete, concrete to myself. If nobody else, I gotta